If you're a senior woman, chances are you've been eating the same type of breakfast for years, believing it's light, healthy, and gentle on your body. What many women in their 60s and 70s don't realize, however, is that certain morning foods quietly influence how well collagen is supported and maintained throughout the day. The surprising truth is that a few familiar everyday breakfast choices can help nourish collagen and support smoother-looking skin when your body receives them the right way. I'm Dr. Eliza Hart, a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist with over 15 years of experience in women's health and hormonal wellness. And I want to reassure you that collagen loss at this stage of life is not a sign that your body is failing. In reality, as estrogen levels shift and digestion changes with age, your body simply becomes more selective about how it uses nutrients, especially in the morning when collagen signals are first set for the day. That is why breakfast matters more now than it did years ago, and why choosing the right foods can gently support smoother skin without extremes or supplements. If this resonates with you, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and please comment the country you're watching from so I can see how this message is reaching women around the world. And be sure to watch until the end, because I have a small surprise that will help you apply these ideas in a simple, realistic way. Now let's begin with the first morning food that may surprise you the most. 1. Savory oatmeal, the unexpected collagen protector. When we begin with this first morning food, it may seem unusual to connect oatmeal with collagen and skin structure, because most senior women have been taught to think of oatmeal as a sweet comfort food rather than a biological signal. Yet from a medical standpoint, the way oatmeal is prepared can quietly influence how well collagen is preserved throughout the day, especially in women in their 60s and 70s. One of the most important but rarely discussed drivers of wrinkle formation is glycation. Glycation occurs when excess glucose binds to collagen fibers, causing them to stiffen, lose flexibility, and break down more easily. Research published in Clinical Dermatology has shown that advanced glycation end products accumulate more rapidly in aging skin and are strongly associated with deeper wrinkles and reduced elasticity. In addition, findings reported in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition demonstrate that high glycemic breakfasts trigger significantly larger post-meal glucose spikes in older adults than low glycemic meals, increasing oxidative stress across the day. Over time, these repeated spikes quietly weaken collagen long before visible changes appear. Savory oatmeal supports collagen by addressing this process directly. When oats are eaten without added sugars, their natural beta-glucan fiber slows glucose absorption and reduces the glycation burden placed on collagen. This effect becomes increasingly important with age as insulin sensitivity naturally declines and skin tissue becomes more vulnerable to daily metabolic stress. Clinically stabilizing blood sugar early in the day is one of the simplest ways to protect collagen without relying on supplements or aggressive interventions. To use savory oatmeal effectively, portion and preparation matter. A practical serving is about half a cup of dry rolled oats cooked in water until soft. Instead of sweet toppings, adding a small pinch of salt and 1 teaspoon of olive oil helps promote glucose stability and cellular support. Some women may also include a small amount of pumpkin seeds or chia seeds, which provide magnesium and zinc minerals involved in connective tissue maintenance. The goal is not to create a heavy breakfast, but to give the body a calm, steady start. When the morning meal avoids unnecessary glucose spikes, the body is better prepared to use nutrients consumed later in the day for tissue repair, including collagen renewal. In clinical practice, women who make this shift often report feeling more balanced through the morning with gradual improvements in skin resilience over time. While this first food focuses on protecting collagen from breakdown the next morning, choice works through a different pathway, offering structural support many senior women already recognize. 2. Smoked salmon, the brunch protein that preserves skin structure. As we move to the second morning food, many senior women recognize smoked salmon as a familiar brunch option, yet few associate it with collagen preservation or skin structure. Clinically, this food deserves attention, not because it is fashionable, but because it addresses one of the most important contributors to collagen loss in later life: chronic low-grade inflammation. As women age, inflammatory activity in the body increases even without obvious symptoms. This silent inflammation gradually accelerates collagen breakdown and interferes with tissue repair. Research published in the Journal of Lipid Research has demonstrated that omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, found in fatty fish reduce inflammatory signaling pathways involved in connective tissue degradation. In addition, findings from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that higher omega-3 intake is associated with improved skin elasticity and reduced markers of photoaging in older adults. These data help explain why managing inflammation is essential for preserving skin structure over time. Smoked salmon supports collagen by protecting the environment in which collagen fibers exist. Omega-3 fatty acids stabilize cell membranes, reduce oxidative stress, and help maintain the integrity of connective tissue. For senior women, this is especially relevant because estrogen's natural anti-inflammatory protection declines with age. From a medical standpoint, reducing inflammatory stress is often as important as supplying raw building materials for collagen. Another advantage of smoked salmon is its practicality in the morning. It requires no cooking, is easy to digest, and provides high-quality protein without overloading the digestive system. This matters because digestion becomes less efficient with age, and heavy breakfasts can increase cortisol, which works against skin repair. A moderate amount of protein early in the day supports tissue maintenance without creating metabolic strain. Portion size is key. An appropriate serving is 1 to 2 thin slices, roughly 30 to 40 grams, consumed 2 to 3 times per week rather than daily. This amount provides meaningful omega-3 support while limiting sodium intake. Smoked salmon pairs well with simple foods such as eggs, a small portion of savory oatmeal or leafy greens. Sweet condiments or refined breads should be avoided as they counteract its protective effect. In clinical practice, women who include smoked salmon in this measured way often notice skin that feels less dry and more resilient over time. While this food works primarily by preserving collagen through inflammation control, the next morning choice supports the skin through a quieter, sustained protein pathway that many senior women already consume often without recognizing its full potential. 3. Cottage cheese, the quiet collagen builder. At this stage of life, many senior women focus on eating lighter meals, yet overlook how consistently their body is being supplied with the raw materials needed to maintain collagen. Cottage cheese rarely stands out as a skin food, but clinically it plays a quiet and steady role that becomes increasingly valuable as protein metabolism changes with age. After the age of 60, the body does not respond to protein the same way it once did. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition describes a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance, in which aging muscles and connective tissues require a more sustained amino acid supply to stimulate repair. Cottage cheese is rich in casein protein, which digests slowly and releases amino acids over several hours rather than flooding the system all at once. This steady delivery is particularly supportive for collagen, which depends on continuous repair rather than short bursts of synthesis. From a structural perspective, collagen fibers rely heavily on amino acids such as proline and glycine, both of which are present in dairy proteins. When these building blocks are delivered gradually, the skin is better able to maintain firmness and elasticity over time. In clinical practice, this slow and consistent nourishment often proves more effective for aging skin than higher protein foods that digest too quickly or strain digestion. Another important aspect of cottage cheese is its effect on metabolic calm. Plain cottage cheese has a very low glycemic impact, meaning it does not trigger sharp blood sugar changes in the morning. This matters because repeated glucose fluctuations increase internal stress and interfere with collagen stability. By keeping the internal environment steady, cottage cheese allows the body to direct energy toward maintenance and repair rather than correction. In terms of use, simplicity matters. A practical portion is about half a cup of plain, unsweetened cottage cheese, ideally eaten on its own or paired with a small amount of seeds for added minerals. Sweetened versions should be avoided as added sugars undermine its protective effect. Many women tolerate cottage cheese well in the morning because it is gentle on digestion and does not leave them feeling heavy. If this food surprises you, you are not alone. Take a moment to comment. 1. If cottage cheese is already part of your morning routine, or 0 if you have never considered it in this way. In clinical experience, small, consistent changes like this often create meaningful results over time. While cottage cheese works quietly by supplying steady building blocks the next morning, food plays a more familiar role, offering collagen support through a form your body instantly recognizes. 4. Eggs, the collagen material your body recognizes. When it comes to morning foods, eggs rarely feel surprising, yet they remain one of the most biologically familiar sources of nourishment for the aging body. Unlike many foods that require adaptation as digestion changes with age, eggs are recognized and used efficiently, making them a dependable foundation for collagen support in senior women. From a clinical standpoint, collagen maintenance depends on access to specific amino acids rather than sheer protein quantity. Eggs provide several of these key building blocks, including proline and glycine, which play central roles in forming and stabilizing collagen fibers. Research published in Nutrients has highlighted eggs as a high-quality protein source with excellent amino acid bioavailability, meaning the body can absorb and use these nutrients with minimal digestive strain. This is especially relevant for women in their 60s and 70s whose digestive efficiency and enzyme production may have declined. Eggs also contain sulfur-containing amino acids, which are essential for maintaining the strength and flexibility of connective tissue. Sulfur supports cross-linking within collagen fibers, helping them remain resilient rather than brittle over time. From a medical perspective, this structural support is critical, as collagen loss in aging skin is often related not only to reduced production, but also to weakened internal bonds. Another advantage of eggs lies in their hormonal compatibility. Eggs provide choline and fat-soluble nutrients that support cellular membranes and help stabilize communication between cells. As estrogen levels decline, maintaining healthy cell signaling becomes increasingly important for skin integrity. Clinically, foods that support this internal communication tend to work quietly but consistently. Preparation matters when using eggs for collagen support. A practical serving is 1 to 2 eggs prepared gently through boiling or light scrambling. Cooking methods that avoid excessive heat help preserve nutrient quality and prevent oxidative stress. Heavy frying or pairing eggs with refined carbohydrates can counteract their benefits by increasing inflammatory load, while simpler preparation allows the body to focus on repair. Eggs also contribute to metabolic balance in the morning. They provide satiety without triggering sharp blood sugar fluctuations, which supports a stable internal environment for collagen preservation. Many women notice that starting the day with eggs helps them feel steadier and less prone to energy, dips an effect that indirectly supports skin health by reducing stress-related breakdown. In clinical experience, eggs serve as a reliable anchor food, offering the body materials it readily understands and uses. While eggs supply direct structural support the next morning, food works more subtly, focusing on protecting collagen by supporting the internal environment in which it exists. 5. Green leaf salad, the collagen protector. By this point, it becomes clear that supporting collagen is not only about supplying raw materials, but also about protecting what the body is already trying to maintain. This is where green leafy salads play a quiet yet essential role, especially for senior women whose skin becomes more sensitive to internal stressors with age. Rather than acting as a collagen builder, leafy greens function as a protective layer at the cellular level. One of the main reasons collagen weakens in later decades is oxidative stress, a process in which unstable molecules damage connective tissue faster than it can be repaired. Scientific reviews published in the Journal of Clinical and Aesthetic Dermatology have shown that diets rich in antioxidants are associated with reduced collagen degradation and improved skin resilience. Leafy greens such as spinach arugula and romaine are particularly valuable because they provide a wide range of antioxidant compounds that work together within the body. Another important contribution of green leaf salads lies in their mineral content. Nutrients such as magnesium help regulate inflammatory responses and support healthy blood flow to the skin. As circulation naturally becomes less efficient with age, maintaining this internal balance plays a meaningful role in preserving collagen structure. Clinically, women who consistently include leafy greens often show better tissue tone not because collagen production suddenly increases, but because less collagen is being lost to chronic inflammation. Leafy greens are also a reliable dietary source of vitamin K, a nutrient involved in maintaining connective tissue integrity and supporting vascular function. When circulation is supported, collagen-producing cells receive nutrients more efficiently, allowing existing collagen fibers to remain stronger for longer periods. Over time, this supportive environment helps the skin appear firmer and more stable without aggressive interventions. From a practical standpoint, simplicity matters. A modest portion of leafy greens, about 1 cup, is sufficient when eaten in the morning or alongside other breakfast foods. The salad does not need to be elaborate. A small amount of olive oil and lemon juice is enough to improve nutrient absorption while avoiding added sugars or processed fats. Heavy dressings and sweet toppings can counteract the protective effect and should be avoided. In clinical practice, green leaf salads work best when viewed as a supportive habit rather than a primary solution. They protect collagen by calming the internal environment, allowing the body's natural repair processes to function more efficiently. With this protective foundation in place, the next step is understanding how to combine these foods gently in the morning so they support digestion and collagen health together. 6. How to combine these foods gently in the morning. Once the role of each food is clear, the next step is learning how to combine them in a way that feels supportive rather than demanding on the body. For senior women, effectiveness in the morning does not come from eating many foods at once, but from creating a calm digestive environment where collagen support can happen naturally. The guiding principle is simplicity. Aging digestion responds best when meals are not crowded with competing elements. Clinically, breakfast works best when one food plays a leading role, while others support rather than overwhelm. When too many dense foods are combined, the body shifts energy toward digestion instead of repair, which can quietly reduce collagen efficiency. A practical approach is to pair one structural food with one stabilizing or protective food. Eggs can be combined with a small portion of leafy greens, allowing amino acids to support tissue structure, while antioxidants reduce oxidative stress. On mornings when savory oatmeal is chosen, keeping it simple and allowing cottage cheese to be eaten later in the morning helps maintain blood sugar balance without overloading digestion. Spacing is just as important as combination. The body does not require all collagen-related signals at once. Many senior women benefit from a breakfast that establishes metabolic calm, followed by a light protein addition later if needed. This respects reduced digestive capacity while still supporting ongoing tissue repair throughout the day. Consistency matters more than variety. Rotating these foods across the week is often more effective than trying to combine them in a single meal. Smoked salmon, for example, works best when used a few mornings per week rather than daily. Cottage cheese can serve as a steady option on lighter mornings, while eggs provide dependable support on days when more nourishment feels appropriate. From a physiological standpoint, calm digestion improves nutrient direction. When the body is not stressed by heavy meals, nutrients consumed later are more efficiently used for tissue maintenance, including collagen. Many women notice that when breakfast feels lighter but intentional, their energy, comfort, and skin stability improve together over time. The most reliable indicator that foods are combined well is how you feel afterward. A gentle morning meal should leave you satisfied but not heavy, steady, rather than stimulated, and comfortable rather than sluggish. When these signals are present, the foods are working together as intended. With these combinations in place, the final consideration is understanding how much is truly enough and how often these foods should appear. The next section will focus on portions and eating rhythm, so these choices remain supportive as the body continues to change. 7. The right portions and eating rhythm for collagen support. Once the foods and combinations are clear, the final piece that determines real results is portion size and eating rhythm. For senior women, collagen support is not driven by eating larger amounts, but by giving the body just enough at the right time, so nutrients are absorbed and used efficiently rather than creating digestive or metabolic stress. With aging, digestion slows and nutrient signaling becomes more selective. From a clinical perspective, oversized portions in the morning often work against collagen by increasing inflammation, insulin demand, and fatigue. Moderate portions allow the body to prioritize repair instead of compensation, which is why more does not translate to better in later life. For savory oatmeal, a practical portion is about half a cup of dry oats cooked until soft. This amount provides fiber for glucose stability without overwhelming digestion. It works best when eaten plain and savory, serving as a foundation rather than a heavy meal. Smoked salmon should be treated as a supportive food rather than a daily staple. 1 to 2 thin slices, roughly 30 to 40 grams, 2 to 3 times per week, is sufficient to deliver omega-3 benefits without excess sodium. Cottage cheese functions well as a steady protein source when kept simple. About half a cup of plain, unsweetened cottage cheese provides slow-digesting casein protein that supports collagen over several hours. Eggs are most effective at 1 to 2 per morning, prepared gently, allowing amino acids to be absorbed without oxidative stress from high heat. Green leafy salads require even less volume. 1 cup of lightly dressed greens is enough to provide antioxidant and mineral support without displacing more critical nutrients. Timing also plays an important role. Eating within the first hour after waking helps set metabolic stability for the day. For many senior women, breakfast works best when followed by a lighter mid-morning option rather than a single heavy meal. This rhythm respects reduced digestive capacity while still supplying consistent signals for tissue maintenance. Frequency matters more than intensity. These foods do not need to appear all at once or every day. Rotating them across the week allows the body to benefit without fatigue. Clinically, women who follow a gentle rhythm often experience steadier energy, improved digestion, and better skin comfort over time. The most reliable guide is how your body responds. Appropriate portions should leave you nourished, but not heavy alert, rather than drowsy and comfortable rather than bloated. When portion size and rhythm align with the body's needs, collagen support becomes a quiet, ongoing process rather than something that requires constant effort. As we close, remember that supporting collagen as a senior woman is not about doing more, but about doing things more wisely. Gentle morning foods, thoughtful combinations, and appropriate portions work together to create balance inside the body. And that balance is what allows collagen to remain strong and resilient over time. When the body feels supported rather than pushed, skin energy and comfort often improve together in quiet but meaningful ways. If this video brought you value and clarity, and you'd like to help this channel continue growing, a small donation is always appreciated. It allows us to keep sharing calm, science-based guidance for women across different ages and countries, and your support truly makes a difference. Before you leave, please like this video, share it with someone who may benefit, and subscribe to the channel for future content. Thank you so much for watching, for your time, and for being part of this community.